everyone, it's David here with a breaking news pod as we react to the news that John Bennett is stepping down with immediate effect as chairman of Rangers. I'm joined by Colin to discuss this news. Good afternoon, Colin. Some rumours broke late last night, but it's moved quite quickly, I think, and the news has now been confirmed officially by the club this morning. I'll just read a statement that the club have issued. The board of Rangers Football Club today announces Chairman John Bennett is stepping down with immediate effect for health reasons. The board wants to sincerely thank John for his service and significant commitment over the last 9 years and wishes him a full and speedy recovery. It is requested his and his family's privacy is respected at this time. Former director John Gilligan will temporarily fulfil the role of chairman until a permanent replacement is appointed. The board thanks John for stepping in at short notice and believes his experience in senior business roles throughout a long and successful career, and also as a former director of Rangers, will be invaluable at this time. The board is undertaking a robust process with the help of professional advisors to fill the roles of CEO and chairperson. In the meantime, the club's executive management team will continue to lead the club on a day-to-day basis. Colin, your thoughts then at this turn of events?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's sad news, David, due to the circumstances of it, isn't it?
Yes.
John Bennett, obviously not been well, suffering bad health at the minute. Forget everything that's gone on beforehand at the moment. I think had it not been for guys like John Bennett, we might be in a position where we've not got a club to podcast about, and just wish him all the best and a speedy recovery indeed for him. He'll be remembered, I think, well in time, a guy that invested millions and millions of his own money and just wanted to do better for the club. And I don't think that should ever be forgotten. He's not had a successful time as chairman. There's plenty that has and will be said about that in time. But the thing at the moment, I think, is just wishing him all the best, first of all, and remembering exactly who he was and what he did long term for Rangers rather than what he's done in the last 6 months or so.
Yeah, well said. I think that's very fair. As you get older, you begin to realise, and certainly I've gone through similar, that health, at the end of the day, if you don't have that, you don't have anything. And you can, have success, money, anything you want to call it. If you don't have your health, then that's the rock, the anchor on which everything follows. So absolutely wish him all the best in his recovery. And we won't speculate as to his illness. And I'm sure every Rangers supporter joins us in wishing him all the best. As you mentioned there, it hasn't been a successful tenure as chairman of the club. And I think that certainly I felt it was a role that he wasn't excelling in, and it was one that he may wish to step back from while still hopefully staying as an investor and still hopefully keeping his money within the club, because financially we absolutely do require that. But yeah, I just want to echo Colin's statement there and wish him all the best. And I think sometimes it can be a little difficult because people, as we know in this social media age, Colin, they want to commit to something that they've said. I think it's perfectly plausible to feel that John Bennett hasn't done a good job as chairman, that long term we do need other people at boardroom level, not just him, but we need fresh ideas into that area. Yet still on this day, wish him all the best with his health. Those positions are not incompatible, and I hope that people who have maybe been calling for him to go on Twitter don't feel the need to say anything along the lines of, "Oh, I'm it's great news he's gone" or whatever. I think today you can just reflect on his health.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the message for me. That's the way good, proper people that I think the vast majority of Rangers fans should behave and will behave with this sort of thing, David. He probably wasn't the best fit to be chairman, but at the time, what other options were there? He stepped up, and you know what? He's a successful, clever man who probably knew at the time that this wasn't the perfect role for him. He was balancing it with his current job at the time. That he eventually gave up to put full focus on this. Because he felt obviously this is something I need to do, something I can. There's nobody else here to do it, and he did it. So yeah, fair play to him. And you know what? With people criticising or critiquing how he's performed in that role, we don't know, and we won't speculate on his health status or what's been going on or anything like that. But if you're not well, something's not right, it absolutely impacts your performance and role no matter what you do. So I think people just need to be sort of aware of that. And like you say, today's not the day to be critiquing his performance, I don't think.
No, I'll go along with our good friend David Heard, the Rangers author, and he's been on the site a number of times, who said it's just a question of humanity when you hear something like this. And as you say, the vast majority of Rangers, the overwhelming vast majority of Rangers fans, will wish him all the best. John Gilligan stepping in. John is a man who'll be well known to a lot of the Rangers support. A very, very experienced businessman, as mentioned there, and as true a blue as it's possible to get, as anyone who's had any dealings with John will know. He is absolutely categorically one of us, and always has been. He is a proper bear. There's no other word to describe it. And obviously, the call came, and he's just stepped up.
Yeah, as I think if you thought of that guy's name and sort of linked him to this, you would know he would do that straight away. He's come in and saved us before and been a big part of that, and now he is again. Listen, things aren't great at the club just now, David, and you probably do need somebody that can step in and be a bit of a charismatic leader. And John Gilligan's certainly capable of that. He will be good, I think, at rallying everybody. He will be good at speaking out and knowing what needs to be done. And he's somebody that I think everybody can get behind for sure, for however long he may be in role.
Yes, now I was intrigued to see that the club mentioned that they have executive search for the two positions, which I think is something that a lot of us have called for, to go out and find the best people for the roles. You do have John in there for a bit of continuity, and you're absolutely right. That's a great word to describe him. Charismatic. He's very sharp, and I don't think anyone should be in any doubt about that. But he's he's also no bullshit. That's the thing with John. Anyone who's met him will know this. John gets straight to the nub of the matter, so he will absolutely go in and, as you say, lift the people around him. But he's very sharp, and he's got very discerning eyes when it comes to business, so he will go in and do that. But yes, back to the point about the executive search. I think this is something that we need to do, because we absolutely need to try and get the best people available to come in and take these roles over.
Yeah, we absolutely do. And just looking around who's actually at Ibrox or at the training ground working on a day to day basis, there's not actually a lot of people at board level actually about and who spend most of their time in this country. So, in terms of just getting a team together that are actually experts in recruitment, experts at headhunting, and experts at finding the right people for the roles, matching the desired skills and abilities, finding people that fit that, finding people that would be interested in that, and just not wasting any time is key at this point, because at the moment we've got a temporary chairman, we've got no CEO, we've got other kind of roles looking to get filled as well. There's not a lot of experience, there's not a lot of people around to actually be doing that job as well as the day-to-day running of the club. So bring the experts in and let them do what they do best. That's probably what we should have done months ago.
Yes, it is. I do think it's something that we need to do, and unfortunately, it might take a wee while, which is where the challenge for John Gilligan comes in, because he has to keep the club running in an even keel while it is going on. But the sooner the better, yes. But the right decision is, I mean, I was going to say it's key. It feels more than that. It's absolutely vital to the future of the club.
Yeah, this isn't a transfer target that you take a gamble on, or a striker that might do well or might stay fit. This is somebody who needs to come in and be the right person immediately. As a club, as an institution, really, we just can't get this wrong. It has to be the right person. They need to come in. They need to know what they're doing. They need to know what's expected of them, and they need to galvanise the whole club behind them, their vision, the CEO's vision, and start doing the simple things first of all correctly, and then work on the more complicated stuff that really shouldn't be that complicated in the first place. So yeah, this has to be right, and I'm glad we've got, like I say, people who are experts in this sort of thing now, kind of responsible for that, or at least leading the search and the kind of analysis of the various candidates and stuff. If that is them just really starting from scratch or starting from new, it is going to take a while, because, to be honest, David, you don't really want anybody for these positions that's out of work or not doing anything or being sat on the shelf. So you're probably going to have notice periods and all sorts of stuff to contend with this. So it's not going to be a snappy decision or anything quick. I don't think the CEO potentially further down the line, hopefully, than finding a new chairman maybe. But yeah, I wouldn't expect anything quickly, and I'm glad for that reason. We've got somebody like John Gilligan stepping in, who I've got the kind of utmost faith and confidence in that he will do the right things for the right reasons, and he's got the best intentions of the club at heart.
Right. Thank you very much, Colin, for joining me today.
Pleasure, mate. It was good to speak to you so early in your morning. So yeah, just wish it was
Yes.
under better circumstances.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we seem to say that a lot. So, just before I go, all the best to John Bennett and his family, and all the best to John Gilligan as he assumes this role. Thanks for listening, folks. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.